Virgo, a very warm welcome. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. Those of you that are new here, welcome. And those of you returning, welcome back. And to all my personal clients who I know watch these videos, welcome to you guys. So Virgo, let's have a look. What's going to be happening throughout the month of April? Who's coming towards you? These kind of things. Outside influences, your energetic field, your focus, touching upon the past and what you can maybe bring into this month. And let's see what it's got. Some of the readings have been great, actually. Some of them are quite deep readings, so quite spiritual times a lot of us are living in. Let's have a look. So Virgo. All right, you might be taking control. Sign of Aries might be really important to you. All right, this could be a father figure. This could be a boss, these kind of things. All right, but watch out for the sign of Aries or someone with heavy Aries in their chart. They might be quite instrumental to your month. Let's have a look. So Virgo, center of your reading. Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. Watch out what you nurture, all right? You might not want to nurture certain things throughout April. Why is this? What's the challenge for you? All right, we've got the Page of Cups in reverse, all right? For some of you might not be feeling that romantic, okay? And you might not want to nurture situations, all right, where people have been unapologetic. Does that make sense? So without an apology, there is no recompense from Virgo this month, you know? I deserve an apology. That might be your attitude, all right? So people are going to have to be very accountable towards Virgo throughout April. It's great, Virgo. Reason why it's all happening, we've got the Page of Wands here, all right? This is all about brand new starts. For some of you, those of you, you know, children might be a factor throughout April. It's not a personal reading, guys. I'm reading for many, many people here. But the Page of Wands is all about a brand new start. Okay, and it looks like Virgo, they want to start again, but doing things the right way, you know? They want people to be accountable around them. Then they're ready to go again with the Page of Wands. But with unapologetic, shitty behavior, Virgo are not about that. You know, they really are going to, you know, dig in their heels and go, you know what, I'm not nurturing this the way I used to, you know, if you've disrespected me or if you've done this, blah, blah, blah. You know what, be accountable and apologize. You know, I'm level-headed, I can take it. As long as the apology is sincere, it shows that you care, right? And that's kind of like your attitude throughout April. In the recent past, all right, look, Ten of Pentacles, all right, some of you were building. Your money might have looked good in the past, you know, Virgo. This can talk about the home, this can talk about earthly goods, right? Money, these kind of things in the recent past. For those of you, you know, you might have got involved and you're building a relationship, you're building with someone, just for some of you, okay? But, you know, something might have gone down where someone might have been a little bit immature and they're not apologizing and you don't really want to nurture the situation just yet throughout April until they come clean and go, hey, look, I'm sorry, that was disrespectful to you. All right, just that's an example. Okay, your focus, you're strategizing this month about what, I don't know. For some of you, it could be something to do with money, okay? Some of you guys, you know, it's a challenge to be creative throughout the month of April. You might not be nurturing a creative project as much as you'd like, okay? Because you've been distracted with the Page of Wands here, you know? So it's like different directions, you know, just for some of you. But, you know, your focus is one of strategy. We're going to go deeper with this reading and find out what you're strategizing about, Virgo. All right, what you don't see coming towards you is great, 1111, all right? But there's a lot of yellow in this card, all right? So this is all about the solar plexus. Sense of self will be very important for you. This is having boundaries, you know, saying, look, you know, I expect an apology from you, these kind of things, all right? It's personal boundaries with the solar plexus, sense of self, you know, teaching people how to treat you with respect. But what you don't see coming towards you, some of you guys might be moving. Some of you might be decorating or doing a lot around the home, working from home, these kind of things. Others of you, you might be moving in with someone, all right? So we've got the Ten of Pentacles here, relationship, building together, and then moving in together, just for some of you. Your energetic field, Virgo. Yeah, look, you know, we've got the Devil in reverse. Your energetic field is, you know, you're not coming across as toxic. You've got nothing, you don't want anything toxic in your life. You're looking for harmony. You're strategizing, you know, well, I'm teaching people how to treat me throughout April, and I've no time for toxic behavior. which is great. All right. So it looks like you're not to be messed with throughout April. All right. People have got to treat you with respect. Otherwise, adios, amigos. Okay. Outside influences. We've got the Four of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the Four of Cups can talk about being apathetic, these kind of things. So for some of you, some of you guys, someone around you might have acted a little bit childish and maybe a little bit apathetic towards you, instead of really, talking about it, these kind of things, all right? But it looks like they might be opening up to your way of thinking now. You might just get that apology, all right, which will allow you to nurture the situation again, all right, in line with your morals and values and your self-respect, Fear of yours is the sun. It's an interesting card to fear the sun. When we fear the sun, we're fearing clarity. We're fearing getting clear with ourselves, all right? It's a great card for love. I guess, it's a fear of yours. Will I ever be truly happy, throughout April, And look, happiness doesn't exist, not as sadness. They are just pendulum swings, happiness, sadness, and in between is joy, accepting the good and bad in life, all right? So don't fear, will I ever be happy? I would more fear, will I ever be joyful, all right? So look, outcome for you guys, all right? Something solid that you can build with. As I say, look, for some of you guys, you might have a brand new start, all right, and you might start nurturing a situation. It might move to the next level, all right, and be very practical and a solid, stable offer. Others of you, all right, this is looking good for work. This is job offers. This is coming into money, salary raises, and all these kind of things, all right? So it looks good, all right? It's not a bad month for you guys. And it comes from you, Virgo, having solid boundaries and teaching people how to respect and honor you. And that doesn't come with abuse or shouting. Silence can be everything. No is a complete sentence as far as Virgo is concerned throughout the month of April. It's good. So let's have a look. Let's clarify now. Why is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here? And remember, that's all about not nurturing things. These kind of things. It's like Queen of Pentacles. She's super committed. One of the most committed queens in the deck. But if you take advantage or take her for granted, then, she just switches off that earthly care, that very grounded care. Okay, so the center of the reading is some of you guys, all right, you might not be nurturing a situation and walking away. Some of you guys might be walking away from jobs and these kind of things, all right? But the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, you're walking away from... I think you're walking away from being taken for granted, okay? That's what you're doing in April, okay? The challenge is, unapologetic behavior, and you lose patience with that. You might find, certain people to be a little bit childish throughout April, Virgo, all right? And look, the reason why it's all happening is, you want a new start, but you want emotional stability and you want someone that's emotionally intelligent. And emotional intelligence is, hey, I was wrong. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Accountability. The King of Cups here, he's loving. And he's mature. Might like a glass of wine or two. But, you want a new start, which is emotionally mature. Someone that is accountable and can say sorry. It's not a dirty word. All right, recent past, yeah, look, recent past, you guys started to build together and it was reciprocal. There was reciprocity. So I don't know what happened in the interim, guys, but something might have changed and someone might have taken your care and attention, Virgo, a little bit for granted, all right? Okay, and, now you're strategizing, all right? You're strategizing about commitment. All right. Commitment might be a bit of a focus from you about moving things to the next level, but you kind of want to do it in a healthy way, an emotionally balanced way, emotionally mature way. All right. So it's almost like you're saying to someone, you're teaching them how to respect you, but without aggression. It's like, hey, look, if you've done something wrong, I can accept it, but just apologize, Does that make sense? Be emotionally mature. which you don't see coming towards you. Okay. We have got some of you might be very creative around the home. You might be decorating with the Page of Cups here and the Four of Wands, just saying. Others of you, what you don't see coming towards you is something that you thought, okay, was, still young and fresh and might turn into something more stable and solid, and it might go to another level, and you don't see it coming. Your energetic field is, okay, leaving anything toxic behind because it just takes you out of balance, right? So no time for anything that's toxic throughout April. Outside influences, yeah, I think outside influences, this is someone slowly coming around your way, coming around, to your way of thinking, Virgo. And I think they just wonder whether they can see it through, whether they are that stable and grounded to give you what you want, and it might be a fear of theirs that, I don't know whether I can give it to her or him, You're fearing the sun. All right, so listen, Virgo, throughout the month of April, don't dim your light for anybody, all right? It's almost like you're fearing to drop the burden of being happy around others. Now, how that would play out in real life is, imagine you're walking into a situation, you don't want to be the center of attention, but you're really happy in life. And so you dim your light to fit in. And it's a fear of yours to shine almost. And don't do that, Virgo, all right? Shine, please. Okay, outcome for you guys. Something that you thought was a bad decision is going to turn out in your favor, and it's going to be amazing, okay? We've got Judgment in reverse. You might be undecided. Some of you, you might get an offer and you're not quite sure about it. Just for some of you, it's not a personal reading, guys. But you might get something stable from something that you thought was actually poor judgment on your behalf. So you might have a bit of a surprise there. Something might actually go in your favor or go to the next level when you thought it's never going to happen, because you were strategizing how to get some kind of commitment or be a bit more traditional and grounded and solid, So it looks good. I think you've got a month of surprises for you, Virgo. If it's about love, let's have a message for love. Your love life in April. A message to contemplate or think about, all right? For Virgo. About their love life in April, Virgo. Let's look at this. I can't make this shit up here. You're walking away. Do you remember I said to you, from almost codependent behavior where you're dimming your light to fit in, people pleasing almost. Codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life in reverse. So you might find, Virgo, throughout the month of April, that your old codependent ways are slipping away and you're leaving toxic things behind, even though it might leave you a little bit out of balance because you're leaving a coping mechanism behind. And it might come as a bit of a shock to you. You might surprise yourself. And you're strategizing, how to get commitments and how to be committed and these kind of things. But you remember, the center of the reading was, not nurturing situations and walking away from nurturing situations that are unapologetic or not treating you with respect, which is a form of ending codependency. So you're not people pleasing. You're standing your ground. You're having healthy boundaries. A message for you guys, all right, to take away as a mantra. It looks great, Virgo. I'm liking this for you guys. And you're sensitive creatures, right? But it doesn't mean to say you're a pushover. You feel things. You're great home builders and homemakers, and all the Virgo women that I've ever known in my lifetime, they were amazing cooks. They love to cook for some reason. Maybe not all of you, but personal boundaries. I can't make this shit up on Modern Tarot. Choice, assertiveness, empowerment, authenticity. So a lot of you might find your old codependent mechanisms, coping mechanisms, attachment styles are changing up in April, and people are going to give you respect, the respect you deserve by you respecting yourself enough to set boundaries and to pull away from not nurturing situations where you feel that you're being taken advantage or taken for granted, So one more of these, something to think about and contemplate throughout the month of April. Liking this for you guys. Watch a change in Virgo. leaving toxicity behind, even though it makes them feel a little bit unbalanced because now they're feeling a little bit naked without that old way of doing things. I released the need to know all the answers. And it came out in reverse. So the way I'm reading that is you want people to be accountable. All right? You want people to go, hey, look, I was wrong. Sorry if I hurt you there. That would mean the world to you because that means you're being noticed and celebrated. And I hurt you. I care for you. I don't like to hurt you. I'm very sorry. It's a sincere apology. It's emotional intelligence, Virgo. And you would really, really appreciate that. So by you doing that self-work of, you know what, I'm not nurturing things that are unapologetic, I'm stepping into my power. But it's not in an aggressive way. It really is assertion without aggression. It's standing up for oneself, which is teaching people how to respect you. I'm going to leave you with a positive message now to take throughout April, Virgo. I love this reading for you guys. Again, sorry if my throat is, my voice is very croaky today, but bloody hell, what an awful cold. I was walking around with tissues stuffed up my nose because I couldn't blow my nose anymore. It was so sore from blowing it, I haven't had a cold like that for years. Spirituality, Virgo. By opening your mind up spiritually, you become more thoughtful and peaceful. Your spiritual journey is inspiring to others. So it's a spiritual time for you guys as well, what is spirituality, right? It's a big subject, but part of your spiritual journey is loving and honoring yourself, and having personal boundaries. That's hyper spiritual. And there you go. So Virgo, look, I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, looks like a great month for growth for you guys. Watch out. People might start showing up to you in a different light the moment you start switching up and not nurturing where you once did. Please don't dim your light, Be prepared to shine, okay, and get comfortable with that, all right? Even if you might be a bit shy and uncomfortable with it, go with it. You deserve it. You deserve to be celebrated, Virgo, throughout the month of April. So, look, my name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. If you like the content, please like, share, or subscribe. It means I can continue to do this for free for you. If you want a personal reading, you can reach out at moderntarot.net or visit the YouTube Modern Tarot store, and I do my best to help you. In the meantime, Virgo, good luck with that, and I'll see you back here for another reading. Take care now. Bye.